My Connect and Work with Your Spirit Guides program is starting up soon, and I've been reflecting on what this program is really teaching, and it's so much more than just having a relationship with your guides. We start off with psychic development fundamentals. So you'll learn everything that you need to know to develop a relationship with your intuition. You will learn everything that you need to know to trust your inner voice, to trust your intuition, and to do it while feeling safe and protected, sovereign, and free. My upcoming program, Connect and Work with Your Spirit Guides, is over 3 weeks. That's 3 Thursdays for 2 hours in each session. In the first Thursday, we go over psychic development fundamentals. That's meditation, grounding, and raising your vibration. But I'm not the kind of teacher to tell you what to do and to give you answers. I break it down so that you can then create a aligned and sustainable practice around meditation, grounding, and raising your vibration. The second Thursday, we go into communicating and building your relationship and having a relationship with your guides. And then the last week, we go into practice, and integration. So to give you some insight into how I love to teach and how I even love to learn is it's not good enough for me to just be told what to do. I have to understand why. I have to understand at a deeper level. I have to understand the meaning behind the words that we're using. I have to understand kind of like the context and the history behind the practice. And so when I talk about meditation, it's not just like, oh, have this posture, have this thought, have this ritual when you go into it, do this kind of breathing. I'm explaining why you choose this posture, why you're choosing this breathing, explaining to you how it has been done in different cultures and in different practices and what the history is behind it, and so that you can formulate your own relationship and use of it. And I do this because so many people get caught up in meditation as sitting in lotus position in silence and trying to quiet the mind. But when you're starting off meditation for the first time, it doesn't happen that way. And people don't talk about that enough. And so a lot of people get turned off and think they're doing it wrong. But the truth is, there is no wrong way. And I want people to walk away with knowing that it is whatever you make of it. And that's why it's so important for me to break it down and give you the pieces so that you can rebuild it to something that you love and you connect with, that is soul aligned and sustainable, something that you are committed to doing over and over again. Because you can't be consistent if you don't want to do it. So what I'm teaching you is to create a practice that you love and will want to do over and over again. The second week of my program, Connect and Work with Your Spirit Guides, is about how to communicate and have awareness with your guides. And we're going to do that through a couple of different ways. One way will be through meditation and connecting and having a relationship through meditation. And then we'll also go over how to use your pendulum. So we'll go over dowsing and using pendulums, and also how to use cards. And we'll even talk about, I don't even know what to call it, because I kind of like read the entire environment and let the universe speak to me through my surroundings. So it could be staring at a ketchup packet, it could be staring at the clouds, it could be staring at a car. I'm going to teach you how to use this communication, this really, I don't know what to call it, freeform way of communication to communicate and have awareness with your guides. So when we get into the last week and you've created this foundation for working with your intuition and trusting your intuition, and then you've learned how to create awareness and communication with your guides, the last week we go over integration and practice. So we'll go over how you can work with your guides, whether it be to heal your heart, how to download information from the universe, how to ask guides for help with different parts of your life, whether it be your career, your finances, your relationships, your health. These are going to be all the different things that we talk about in that last week, and it's all based on what you want to do. So everything is available to you, but we're going to co-create what we hone in and focus on. Something I haven't shared was that my partner and I separated a couple months ago, and I didn't share in the moment as I was moving through it because I felt so confused. I felt so overwhelmed by all my feelings that I didn't know what I was going to be sharing. Eventually, my partner and I found our way back to one another, and it's been this process of rebuilding our relationship and forgiveness. But there was a point when when we were finding our way back to one another, that I felt even less inclined to share what I was going through. And what was going through my mind was that I didn't want to be judged. I didn't want people to see me as weak. I didn't want people to see me as the kind of person that doesn't know what's right for them. Because you hear about people breaking up, and the common perception is that you're just going back into the same trap to relive whatever trauma, whatever pain, whatever abuse you went through that caused you to break up or separate, whatever caused the division. And what was happening was that there's this common perception from the collective that when you break up, there is only one outcome, and it's permanent separation, solidifying that, or continuing to replay the pattern. But something that I learned from working with my guides is that I'm not meant to be like everyone else, that I'm not meant to follow the collective and to think the same way as everyone and to have the same expectations. So personally, how I viewed it was that I get to make my own way. And in making my own way, it meant following how I feel and taking the path that felt the most aligned to me, even if it didn't make the most sense. Even if I thought about it and compared myself to other people and allowed myself to experience or just even anticipate the judgment that other people would send my way. So here I am sharing with you that there is more than one option. Yes, there is what everyone else is going through, but you can create your own path and forge your own way, and it could be whatever you want. It could be whatever feels right for you. Having the courage to follow your own path and to trust that inner voice, it takes work. And it starts with baby steps of listening to the inner voice and honoring what it has to share with you, and then making the decision on how to act on it. So in my case, to hear that inner voice say that I want to be with my partner, I want things to work, while also feeling hurt, and deciding how it looks to allow that person back into my life and how we come together and exist in relationship. That was my process. And so if you're willing, if you are ready to live your life in your most authentic, your most aligned expression, then I invite you to join me in my 3-week program of Connect and Working with Your Spirit Guides, because it's so much more than connecting and working and having a relationship with your guides, but it's about having the fundamentals of psychic development to trust yourself, to trust your intuition, and to act on it with confidence while feeling safe and protected, sovereign and free.